Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Nick?
I'm good. Hey, guys. Welcome to the first episode of the Pokebears podcast.
Yay!
I'm Nick.
And I'm Forrest.
And we have this podcast now.
Yay!
Hooray.
Hooray. Okay. So let's just jump right in and talk about what we're here to talk about.
Oh, so yeah, we're first of all, we're gonna review the Pokemon anime.
4 episodes at a time.
4 episodes at a time because they're half an hour long, and
It would literally take 17 years to
17 years
do the whole thing if we did it 1 episode a week. That'd be insane.
It would be insane, and I think by 17 years' time, robots will probably just kill us all anyway. So
Yeah. So we only have 4 years to get it all done anyway.
yeah, it's true. We also are going to talk about a favorite Pokemon of the week, or at least a regular Pokemon of the week.
Just a Pokemon of the week. Just whatever we decide that week.
For its competitive value, what it looks like. You know, what we're here to tell you what you should think of a Pokemon.
Is that our job?
No.
Okay.
I just like to exaggerate things.
Of course you do. What else?
And also general Pokemon
Yeah,
news.
just like thoughts on competitive play. Things are coming out, new games, new features, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
All that good
All
stuff.
the good stuff.
All right. So we're going to jump right in and we're going to talk about the Pokemon anime.
Pokemon anime segment!
Woo! Starting with the very first episode, the anime I Choose You.
I choose you!
All right.
Starring Ash Ketchum.
Starring Ash Ketchum. So, first of all, did you like the first episode of the anime?
I did. It sets you into it. It gives you like what you're expecting, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, compared to like later episodes we watched, it's reasonably well paced for the most part. It establishes the world that the Pokemon universe takes place in, and sets it up with like the competitive battle scene in the very beginning and all that good stuff. So
Yeah.
the animation's cheap. It's the first episode of an animated show, so of course it's going to be
1996.
in 1996. So of course it's going to be cheap.
So let's talk about the details. First of all, this is the first time we see the famous opening of Pokemon.
Oh,
I
yeah,
Wanna Be
the
Very
intro.
Best song. Yeah,
The intro.
Don't forget the intro, man.
The best part of the anime.
Mewtwo and Mew flying around everywhere in space, and then a little boy going around the lands.
Showing you all kinds of Pokemon, giant Pokemon, Pokemon that are your friends. Yeah.
Pokemon that go under lady skirts. It's great. Some Pokemon that jump off into the sky and are never heard from again.
Yeah, in the intro, there is a moment when a Rapidash jumps onto screen, and then a Zapdos follows, like goes in front of him, but then the Rapidash just disappears. We never see the Rapidash again.
Flies off, and then
we don't see the Rapidash. So
we didn't see fall or jump further. So
it just kind of went into another dimension.
I think he went into the Zapdos.
Nick thinks that the Zapdos
Has a side
absorbed
door.
him. Has a side door.
And the Rapidash
I like to think,
with
like-
his hooves was able to.
I like to think maybe it was like Majin Buu in disguise and just absorbed the Rapidash.
It's weird form
crossover.
for Majin Buu to
Yeah.
take over. Wouldn't he be Ditto?
I mean, Majin Buu is basically Ditto. Well, no, not really. Sort of. He can have the capabilities
I
of...
think it's just a more formed Ditto.
But anyway... Anyway, the intro is really cool. The song is really catchy, and it's epic. Like, I think if the anime has one really good thing going for it, it's intro.
I want to
Like
be
that-
the very best.
It can't be denied.
Do you want to be the very best?
No, like no one ever was.
Yeah.
We're not doing that. We're not doing this right now.
Well, to catch them is my real test.
No, Nick, we're not doing that.
To train them is my cause.
No, Nick,
I'm going
we're
to
not-
travel across the land,
I hate you so much.
searching far and wide. Do you understand each Pokemon? The power that's inside of them? Pokemon!
Gotta
It's
catch
you
them
and
all?
me. I know it's my destiny. You're my best friend. We've got to defend this world.
Pokemon.
Our hearts are so true. Our courage is going to pull us through.
I hate you so much, Nick.
You'll teach me and I'll teach you. Pokemon. You gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all, Forrest. Pokemon.
Alright. I hate you so much. Okay, so then we cut to... From the intro, we cut to the
video game intro.
The video game intro. Just... I don't know why they included... I mean, I know why. It was a very popular game. And the anime was based on the game.
So, I guess you just answered your own...
I did. But then it cuts to an actual Pokemon, like, battle in an arena with Bruno. That's totally supposed to be Bruno.
The silhouette of Bruno, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely Bruno. I don't know why he has a Nidorino, but it's Bruno.
I don't know, maybe that's this battle into getting into the Pokemon League, the Elite Four, so he doesn't have a Machamp yet.
That would be a really interesting... I would watch that show of Bruno going into the Elite Four.
I would just watch a show of how, like, all the Elite Four
just
became Elite Four members.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Why can't we get that kind of stuff in the Pokemon anime, Nick?
Because God hates you.
I guess. So... So then we meet Ash Ketchum. He's actually a pretty believable 11-year-old boy.
Oh, yeah. Obnoxious, but high energy,
wanting Pokemon, and yeah, like
also he's 10.
10? I thought he was 11.
No, he's 10.
Really?
All Pokemon trainers start their journey when they're 10 years old.
I thought I was 11. Oh my god,
Your
they're so young.
Forest. Yep.
So young.
Oh, because 1 year. That makes them a whole difference.
Well, 11 is at least like preteen. 10 is not even preteen. 10 is just...
10's preteen, because it's double digits.
Whatever. Right. Fine. I don't care. I don't care. We're talking about the 1 year age discrepancy in a show where people catch monsters and make them battle each other.
Yeah. It's gotta get the details right, man.
Fine. Okay. Fine. But, so I thought... I do think, that at least in this first episode, I like Ash.
His speech, though, when he's proclaiming he wants to be a Pokemon Master is very jumbled. In only the episode itself, though. In flashbacks...
He always says... Wait, he says something significantly different.
It's like the same meaning, but like, a Pokemon Master... I'm gonna be one.
Yeah.
Master of Pokemon. And then in the next episode that's flashback is like, I'm gonna be a Pokemon Master. And it's a lot cleaner. And
yeah. I don't know. I feel like sometimes like the script with the dubbing, like they sent it to the wrong person and he just kind of did whatever he wanted with it.
Or translated it literally.
Yeah, he translated like super literally. Like he didn't allow for any... Because if you translate Japanese directly into English, it doesn't
convert well.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. It's like if you took a big hunk of Japanese text, threw it into a Google Translator, because that's what they did. Online, you can play a version of Pokemon Green that's been directly translated, and it makes no sense. Actually, it's really fun to play if you've ever played it.
I never have.
Because it'll be like, Ash, send out to use Pidgey, use move called Go Wild and All Out, and it's like it's really I should show you after we get done with the podcast, because I actually want to see someone do like a playthrough using that version, because it's so funny. We probably could.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, so the translation isn't always fantastic, and I haven't ever watched the Japanese dub. Have you ever watched the Japanese dub of the
No, actually, Pokemon's like really not available in the dub that I've seen. At least not commonly.
That's weird.
Or the sub. Because that's what we have.
Oh, yeah. Why is that?
I mean, I've seen... you dub over things by talking over. You sub with subtitles.
I know that, but I meant like why... I wonder why the Japanese, like, English sub isn't really available.
I think it's because Pokemon is supposed to be, like, international.
Uh-huh.
Whereas other anime are like, hey, this is from Japan. Obviously.
Yeah. Well, there's also, like, I guess, the fact that it's geared to a much younger audience plays a big part.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't always think, I feel like, Pokemon's been around long enough that they should start, I don't know, there should be, like, an option to gear it to a sort of an older audience. I don't know.
Maybe that's what the games are for.
Well, yeah, okay. That's a good argument.
So anyway, back to the episode.
But back to the first episode. You said you liked Gary's voice.
It fits him. He's the rich, snobby kid, and he's like, "Hey, Ash, ha! You're such a loser. Smell you later." That's exactly the kind of voice of someone who would say the phrase "smell you later."
But he's so obnoxious and annoying.
That's the point. He's the rival. He's not the main character.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be more interesting, like, if he was just like, "Oh, hey, Ash, how are you? Did you get your Pokemon yet? No? Well, that sucks, because I got mine." Like, if it was less of an obvious, like, I am the snobby villain character.
He's not a villain. He's just a rival.
But that's what I mean.
If he acted like a normal kid, he'd just be like, "Oh, okay, he's a rival. Cool, great. Not really that excited to beat him because he doesn't deserve it, really."
Maybe it's just because his voice is so annoying.
In the games, man, he is so mean to you.
He is, but he's not in the games. We don't have to hear his voice. Is all I'm saying.
I'm just saying the voice meets the temperament. In my opinion,
I feel like you could have. So, if James Franco or someone played him.
"Hey, Ash. Oh, you didn't get your Pokemon yet? Ha! Smell you later, loser."
Yeah, exactly.
But then he sounds like a 20-year-old when he's also 10.
Yeah, but
I have more issue with miscasting than with obnoxious casting.
You do?
Yeah. And I don't think it's obnoxious. I mean, yes, he himself is an annoying...
He's an annoying character, and he has an annoying voice. I guess I'm just more happy that he's not in more of the show.
Right.
At this point. We've seen the first 4 episodes, and he hasn't been in any of the other episodes so far.
He has not.
But, alright, but I think his voice is annoying.
It's too bad that Ash woke up so late, though, since his Voltorb exploded, or crashed against the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think it would be a different story if Ash chose not a Pikachu?
But here's the thing, though, is that Professor Oak knew that there were going to be 4 people coming to collect Pokemon today, and he only had one of each of the starter Pokemon. 1 Bulbasaur, 1 Squirtle, 1 Charmander. So someone was going to get f***ed over anyway. Excuse me, my language. Someone was going to get screwed over anyway.
Yeah.
So why? So, is Professor Oak just like a jerk? Like
I like to think that he actually does have multiple Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Charmander. It just so happens that because Ash was late, Professor Oak was like, "Oh, gonna show up late to the opening ceremony of your Pokemon journey? Well, screw you then. Here's a Pikachu."
Here's a Pikachu that's going to electrocute you every time you touch it. I guess, yeah. Oh, yeah, and then Professor Oak... I put Gary in my notes for some reason. Professor Oak lets Ash go through each individual Pokeball and open it up and revealed nothing's inside.
And he just said, "Well, that one was picked by someone who was on time. That one was picked up by someone who didn't sleep in.
That one was also picked by someone who was on time." Just love how much he's just like a jerk to him. He's just a flat-out dick.
I mean, in the games, he forgets his own grandson's name, so...
in the games?
Yeah.
Why didn't they put that in the anime? That would have been really funny. if they showed Gary coming to Professor Oak, he goes, "Oh, hello, oh, I know this."
And then he finds writing on his arm, "Gary! Hello, Gary."
Gary, that's it. And Gary's like, "Actually, my name's Bill."
No,
like, no,
no,
you're
Bell's the
Gary now.
computer guy. You know him.
You're Gary now. Oh yeah, and then my favorite part, I think my favorite part of the entire episode was when Ash is trying to get Pikachu back into the ball, and Pikachu just keeps knocking it back at him.
Catch. Pikachu. P.
Like, it was so cute.
Pikachu is so sassy, and I love it.
Yeah. But, and then we get to the, are we doing, like, spoiler, what would you consider spoilers for? Because you say you want to avoid spoilers.
Well, I mean, like, if we're reviewing an episode, I mean, we can talk about all the details of the episode. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to, like, say, oh, well, you know how Ash has Pikachu? Turns out he's going to evolve it into a Raichu. That's not going to happen, but, you know, that kind of spoiler.
But if, like, in later episodes, you know, if he's already evolved his Pikachu into Raichu, we'd have to talk about it, right?
We'd have to talk about it when he evolves his Pikachu
so, like,
into
when
a Raichu.
it comes up.
When it comes up, it comes up.
Okay. I mean, also, it's a 17-year-old anime.
Hey, Gilmore Girls is a 15-year-old show, and they don't spoil in that show, their podcast, the Gilmore Guys.
Okay, all right. Fair enough. So do you want to talk about, like, the cameo at the end by the legendary cameo at the end?
Oh, by the Ho-Oh? Well, yeah, but let's talk about the whole middle, where that Ho-Oh came from. Did it come from Johto, or maybe Ash was fighting a bunch of Spearow and tried to catch Rattata and the Pidgey, but failed because Pikachu is a sassy butt.
And then Pikachu just, like, explodes in the most massive discharge. That was really weird phrase.
Yeah, that was really weird. Discharge isn't moved yet.
Okay, so Pikachu uses Thunderbolt and kills, like, 100 Spearow.
Yeah.
And it's in the middle of the rain, and then for some reason Ho-Oh comes out and lifts the rain.
Or the rain was lifted and the Ho-Oh was...
just happened to be there?
Or it's just flying.
Ho-Oh... Okay, fair enough.
Ho-Oh can learn Rain Dance, and it can learn Sunny Day, but I doubt it used that.
Ho-Oh can learn rain dance?
Yeah.
Huh.
In case you ever want to teach it Hurricane, I guess, or something.
Yeah, that would make sense. Alright, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
But the ending, like, with the Spearow attacking Pikachu, I thought that was, like, really over the top. I thought that was, like, kind of really corny.
It's showing you the difference, though, between the anime and the games. Like, you can't be attacked by 500 Spearow. I like how the number escalates each time we the number Spearow, by the way.
The 1,000 Spearow.
You can't be attacked by an infinite amount of Spearows in the game. Well, I guess you can.
You could, just one at a time.
One at a time, and it would take forever.
And it would take forever.
You'd kill yourself. But you can't be, at the same time, you can't be attacked by 50 Spearow. So it's just showing, like, the highlights. Like, hey, this is what the show can bring you. It's more dramatic. It's more...
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But I thought that they went, like... They went kind of from 0 to 60 in the span of one episode.
That's...
You know, well...
Ash threw a rock at a Spearow. The Spearow attacked by itself, attacked the Pikachu. The Pikachu electrocuted Spearow. Spearow called its friends, and then they did a chase for like about 5 minutes. And then when it was raining and Ash had a bicycle, and then he crashed, they had to fight the Spearow or stand up to the Spearow. And
Pikachu destroys 100,000 Spearow, gains a shit ton of
speed EVs. That makes Pikachu so fast.
Yep. And
because it's raining, the electricity travels further.
Okay, yeah. But I thought it was over the top how, like, Ash was, like, standing with his arms raised like Jesus, like, you
Ash
will not pass!
Like Gandalf now?
Like Gandalf. Gandalf Jesus.
I mean, they're the same character, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And just at the end, Gandalf falls down a hole and Jesus gets...
Crucified?
that's really the only difference between the two of them.
Yeah, but then Gandalf revives.
Yeah.
So does Jesus.
Yeah, so exactly.
Stronger
so pretty much
than ever.
the same thing. And then Ash. So Ash is trying to do that. We're not in the Lord of the Rings, so Ash gets... He's about to get pummeled, but Pikachu saves his ass.
Saves the day.
Yeah. If it wasn't for Pikachu, Ash would just be pecked to death by Spearow.
And then the show would be over.
And then the show would be over. Maybe that was like their backup in case the show didn't get picked up for a second episode. They were like, we'll just have him get eaten by Spearow.
Each episode of Pokemon is about a trainer who gets killed.
By Pokemon. I would love the Scyther episode.
No, God.
So we're rating each episode of Pokemon based on 1 out of
4 or 5
out of 4 Voltorb.
Out of 4 Voltorbs, because how many Voltorbs do you?
I gave
you give it?
I gave the first episode 3 Voltorbs. I liked it. I thought it was okay.
What's that 4th Voltorb needed for? What do you need for 4 Voltorbs?
I don't know. Like when a 4 Voltorb episode of the anime comes up, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Like this was a 4 Voltorb for me. I haven't seen it yet.
I'm gonna give this 3.5.
3.5.
3.5 Voltorbs.
Okay. 3.5. Fair enough.
And yeah, all right. That's
the
episode
first
1.
episode. Actually, I will say this: it was a good start for the series. Like, it set up the characters pretty well. It was better paced than a lot of the other episodes tend to be. We got introduced to Misty really well. We got introduced to Ash.
And Pikachu. And Professor Oak and
we saw that
Gary. And
Ash is a good, like, kid character.
Mm-hmm.
Overall. Professor Oak is a jerk. That's the only thing that...
A senile old man.
That Pokemon was taken by someone who was on time. That Pokemon was taken by someone who was on time. Are you just going to all these?
Isn't it? I just got zapped by 50,000 volts. God, I'm in pain.
Oh man!
All right. So
Next episode, Pokemon Emergency.
Pokemon Emergency.
And we get introduced to my favorite characters in the show.
With your hands covering your face.
Yeah.
And embarrassment as you say it.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse and James.
Jesse and James.
And Meowth.
And Meowth. They're...
Meowth, that's right.
Jar Jar Binks gets on for being in one movie. Meowth has been around for 17 years.
To be fair, his voice actor does change. Or at least
really?
Or at least the voice is different. I don't know what it is about episode 2 and the early episodes, but it is god awful.
Yeah, he's really...
Hey, Meowth! Meowth!
Let's do the So in this episode, Pikachu's been hurt from the previous attack from the Spearow.
And he reaches Viridian City.
And Ash and Pikachu reach Viridian City, and... the freaking Officer Jenny.
She's terrible at her job.
She is so bad.
Here she is giving, hey, be on the lookout for criminals who will steal your livelihood. Oh, by the way, I'm smiling. Be on the lookout. She's
so, like, creepily, like, happy about the criminals around and everything. Like, it's bizarre.
Well, now she has a job to do.
And then, you know, she sees the hurt Pikachu, and instead of just saying, oh yeah, the Pokemon Center is over there, she decides to abandon her post, with leaving the garage door open, by the way, so anyone could just go in.
And steal her supplies.
Her stuff, and she drives her motorcycle into the freaking Pokemon Center, which, by the way, when have you ever seen a policeman drive his motorcycle into a hospital?
Never. But that's because most hospitals
person.
don't have stairs that allow a motorcycle to climb them. So...
Oh, yeah. Stairs, easy access for motorcycles.
Yeah.
Frick. Damn. And then we just spend the rest of the episode inside this Pokemon Center just talking about how Pikachu is hurt and how Ash sucks as a trainer because he hasn't caught any Pokemon yet, and then Team Rocket comes in.
That's where Gary gets like his millions of dollars, though.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because he calls Professor Oak
Professor Oak calls him.
Professor Oak calls him in the Pokemon Center, just like using their big
mural.
Yeah, they use their big like TV voice caller, whatever, like their Skype. Mm-hmm. He basically commandeers the Skype for the entire Pokemon Center to call Ash, which I guess is fine since Ash is the only human there besides
Misty
Nurse Joy.
Nurse Joy, yeah.
and he tells Ash
weird.
that he had a bet with Gary that Ash wouldn't catch any other Pokemon before getting to Viridian City, and he lost the bet.
So now Gary has the car.
So now Gary has the car.
And cheerleaders that follow him. Yeah. Although he already
had those.
Well, no, but now he can keep them around for longer. I'm just saying, he can keep it. He likes the encouragement. He likes cheerleaders.
Fair enough. So Nurse Joy puts Pikachu on a stretcher and takes her to the critical care unit, and then like gives Ash the riot act for making Pikachu battle until it got into that condition. When Pikachu
condition, yeah.
Pikachu fainted. Like that's what you do in Pokemon. You battle a Pokemon until it faints.
Yeah, but you usually have another Pokemon to back it up, and you usually keep the Pokemon that fainted in a Pokeball.
But still,
also Pikachu is super fainted, man.
He's super fainted?
He's super fainted.
I don't know how you get that. Okay.
Well, because Pikachu fainted once before, and then like Ash had to carry Pikachu around, and then when Ash was defending Pikachu rose up again, and then fainted from energy expired.
Fine.
So super fainted.
Super fainted. Okay.
You don't let your Pokemon battle in that condition.
Well, in the games you can't.
Yeah. Unless he used to revive, technically, but...
Yeah. Well, Ash had to revive it.
He didn't, though.
I know. Or a potion or anything. So this episode... Oh, God. I really didn't like this episode. I hate talking about it.
I love it. Actually, I don't love it. I love talking about it because so much is bad in it.
Yeah, like it's not a lot. Like 90% of this episode is filler dialogue, and then like Team Rocket, like nothing happens from the time they get to the Pokemon Center and Pikachu goes into the critical care unit. Like really, nothing happens from then until Team Rocket comes in. It's like what, like 10 minutes in between or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
Of Ash just being like, well, I'm in a Pokemon Center. Oh, hi, Mr. Oak.
Professor Oak.
Professor Oak.
Professor. He says hi to his mom.
He does say hi to his mom.
And his mom is hot.
Oh, yeah. Nick says that Ash's mom is a MILF.
Yeah.
We're watching that.
And when she lets her hair down and, like...
takes off her face.
Her face...
And she looks like she could be, like, 25. Like, it's really weird.
Or 30. Probably 30.
30? Yeah. She's a 30-year-old...
Yeah, because if Ash is 10, she had him when she was 20. That...
The dad's not around, so who knows? Like, maybe she just got knocked up one day and, like, 18, and...
Maybe.
She's only, like, 28.
That'd be sad.
His dad is just off training Pokemon somewhere.
Training Pokemon because, yeah.
We forgot to talk about the dad.
Ash's dad is a Pokemon trainer.
We forgot to talk about Ash's dad last, when we were talking about the other episode, but he's mentioned... Did he get mentioned?
He's mentioned in this episode.
In this episode, not the other one, right?
Because it took him 4 days. By the way, how does it take you 4 days to go across Route 1?
I have no idea. That's really weird.
Maybe he did like that grid by grid thing where he trains the first Pokemon.
He fights every single Pokemon.
Yeah.
And that he can find.
So, like, his starter's already evolved by the time he gets to Viridian City.
I mean, it's just like going a mile down the road. I don't know how the hell it can take you 4 days to do that. Like, did he break both of his legs and was just like crawling? The Spearow attacked him, broke both of his legs, stole his Pokemon. He's just like army crawling the rest of the way to Viridian City.
I'm a Pokemon trainer! Fear me!
But you were talking about how There are some fan theories that there's some character in the anime somewhere who might be his dad.
There's a character, because there's one character who'll show up in the Indigo League who's like basically Ash, another version of Ash. So there are some episodes we follow him, and in one of those episodes he meets this old guy with like gray hair and like the same line cheeks that Ash has. Mm-hmm. He also speaks in a gruff voice. Mm-hmm. So that guy is presumably Ash's father, because like he also has a Pokemon that he carries around outside of its Pokeball, a Chikorita, and he seems to know what he's talking about, but also seems usually headstrong, like Ash.
I don't know. I never got that far in the series. When I originally saw the series, I saw a good chunk of like the first season, I'm guessing.
So when we finish the first season, then how will you appreciate when I talk about spoilers, Mr. We should talk about spoilers?
I don't know. I mean, I personally don't care that much about spoilers.
Well, that is folly on you, mister.
I care a little bit about spoilers. Someone spoiled the end of The Sixth Sense to me before I saw it. And
yeah.
50 First Dates. If you haven't seen The Sixth Sense, don't watch 50 First Dates.
Or an episode of Scrubs, where the janitor...
So don't watch the whole show Scrubs until you've seen The Sixth Sense.
Yeah, pretty much. Or really anything in pop culture at this point.
I mean, if you don't know the end of Sixth Sense by now. Anyway. So, yeah, I was looking at my notes here. Misty calls Ash a boozer. We saw this episode twice, and both times we both heard, "You're such a boozer, Ash."
She's probably trying to say loser, but it sounds
saying loser
so much
it
like
sounds
boozer.
like boozer. Which I would...
Like, she doesn't emphasize the L.
At all.
It's
so
like
just
oozer. And so it could easily,
this show would be...
Ash is drunk.
If Ash was an alcoholic in this show, wouldn't that make it so much more interesting?
An alcoholic 10-year-old.
Yes.
Good job, Miss Ketchum. You
it would make
really
some of these episodes make more sense, though. Like in that episode,
I can hit that ground type with electricity. I know I can.
Ash, you're just drunk. No, stop it. No, I can do it. Just shut up. I hate you. Pikachu, use a Thunderbolt.
Stronger, Pikachu. Make it stronger.
Metapod, maximum hardenedness.
Ugh.
That'd make that battle make way more sense if they were both just like drunk the whole time.
I would drink to that battle.
I would so drink to that battle.
Anyway. So, and then Pikachu gathers up all the Pikachu that produce the electricity. Which, by the way, after those Pikachu reproduce the electricity, is that like all the electricity they needed to keep it running, or like don't they need to be still chasing each other on that little thing in order to keep producing the electricity?
Wait, I mean, like, is it like a hamster wheel, or is it just like you charge it once like a car battery?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking?
That's what I'm asking.
I have no idea. I don't know how the world works. They didn't really explain it very well.
Yeah.
At all.
So, Ash's Pikachu gathers the Pikachu, and
because Team Rocket breaks into the Pokemon Center, their Pokeballs just like bust through the glass like it's paper. Like the ceiling.
I mean, maybe not their criminal organization. Maybe they like line their Pokeballs with like
lead
or titanium. So they're like, boom!
They just drop it, just like bowling balls, just break through the glass.
Pretty much. That's what I would do if I were.
And then the friggin' Ekans coughing and meow. Coughing is my favorite character in the
Coughing!
Just like his smiling face, just like floating by the screen is my favorite image ever.
Why does Misty think it's a good idea to use the Goldeen?
I don't know.
When she has a
Starmie and a Staryu
and a Staryu
and other Pokemon, I'm assuming. No, my favorite. This was my favorite part of the whole episode, actually, because it was just so stupid that you were wondering what she could have been thinking.
I'm just getting warmed up.
The Team Rocket breaks in, and Meowth and Ekans and Coughing are gonna attack them, and Misty's like, "Go, Goldeen!" And she sends out Goldeen. Goldeen just flops around, and then she goes, "Return, Goldeen!" And then they're like, is that all you were gonna do? And she's like, "Yeah, I'm just getting warmed up." It's like, what are you getting warmed up for? Just send out a Pokemon that can actually fight.
God. Misty, you sweet child, come on.
Such a disappointment to the Pokemon League. She's a gym leader.
Technically, I don't think not yet.
No, she's a gym leader.
Oh, yeah, because then they're like, oh, yeah, you can battle him. Yeah, okay, she is. Yeah, that's
she's a gym
weird.
leader.
It's weird.
And she sends out a Goldie. Like, she could have sent out Staryu or anything else and actually beat Team Rocket instead of being like, I'm stalling by sending out my Pokemon, returning it, and then telling you I'm going to stall.
Well, if she beats Team Rocket, then how will Ash's Pikachu beat Team Rocket?
By apparently destroying the Pokemon Center.
By committing an act of terrorism. That's how.
Because what happens is the Pikachu knock off, or not, all the other Pikachu, like, knock out Coughing and Ekans and Meow. And then, somehow, Pikachu's electricity and Coughing's gas combine, and it blows the up out of the fucking Pokemon Center.
Creates nuclear detonation. They split some atoms.
The Pokemon Center is just leveled. And just Joey and Officer Jenny are just like, have a good day, guys.
Have a good day. We got the Pokemon Pure City, so that's all we care about. Good for us. We're
I don't
good
know
at
how
our jobs.
Pikachu's that damn strong that it destroys the entire building.
I mean, it killed all those Sparrow, man. Sparrow gives, like, IVs to all your stats when you beat them. And
Does it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because
That doesn't compute.
you only get, like, 3 EVs per, like, the strongest Pokemon.
Oh, man.
Groudon only gives you 3 attack EVs.
That's really funny.
So, how much would you rate this?
God, I did not like this episode at all. I hated every moment of this episode.
So-
I gave it 1 Voltorb.
I gave it 1 Voltorb.
Yeah, and that's the
It was
lowest grade. I
really
can give
dumb.
it. It was awful. It was so bad.
Oh, well.
No, moving on.
But Ash catches a Pokemon, though.
Yeah.
Which we saw him approaching the Pokemon in the end of the last episode.
And then the beginning of this episode,
he
he
catches
catches the Pokemon, and then the title comes up, Ash catches a Pokemon. Yeah, no we just saw that.
Yeah. No, but then he catches a Pokemon.
And then he catches another Pokemon.
Yeah, so he catches 2 Pokemon. Mm-hmm. Good for Ash.
Good for Ash.
He's a Pokemon master.
Yeah, I like the Caterpie, that he catches.
Caterpie is so cute!
It's a pretty cute bug.
He's just...
I mean, this episode is probably, like, too slow, but it's not like nothing happens in it.
I think the perfect amount of stuff happens. Ash catches 2 Pokemon. Team Rocket comes in, and they're not beaten by really stupid acts of terrorism. We see a profile of Misty, like we actually get character depth.
Yeah, from Misty, that her one line, "You're the worst. It'll take you 1,000,000 years to be a Pokemon master."
Well, that and she's afraid of bugs.
And she's afraid of bugs. No, I love that line. Because it's like, she's not that wrong yet. It's been 17 years, and...
I mean, 17 years isn't even 1/100th of a million years, though, so...
I know, but still. Oh, yeah. I put this down. When Team Rocket calls Pikachu one of the rarest and most valuable Pokemon, it's like, dude, there were 20 Pikachu in the Pokemon Center in the last episode.
No, dude. We talked about this when we watched. That Pikachu probably has 31 IV spread.
It has to be a perfect Pikachu.
It's a perfect Pikachu.
Which would make more sense for how powerful it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It has to be. So Ash catches Caterpie, catches Pidgeotto, and then he has a battle with Team Rocket. This was like the only time in the first 4 episodes, like out of all the episodes we've watched so far, we've watched more than 4 episodes. This is the only time where I thought Team Rocket actually served a purpose.
And what was that? Training?
Training Caterpie, because apparently Team Rocket sucks at Pokemon training because both of their Pokemon get KO'd by friggin' Caterpie.
Yeah. Although they're able to masterfully somehow handle Pidgeotto. Like, that Ekans is flying. It is straight up flying. How is Ekans doing that? Coughing, it has levitate, sure.
Although in Generation 1, technically it doesn't.
But look at the thing, it's floating.
It's floating. Yeah, they handle Pidgeotto, and that must have been a really weak Pidgeotto if it's like weaker than a level 6 at most Caterpie.
Well, the Pidgeotto was type advantage.
Yeah.
So
exactly. And Caterpie, it has to be like 31 IV spread too if it's destroyed. Coughing and
Caterpie, I don't think has a 31 IV spread. I think it was just able to. I think that was just good.
timing.
A good timing call on Ash's part. Like he said, string shot now. He had the Caterpie use string shot at the perfect time in order to wreck Edmonds and coughing.
That's true.
So I'm going to give props to Ash on that one.
Yeah, that was actually a good. I mean, he's been watching. We saw in the first episode that he's been watching Pokemon battles since he was. I'm guessing since he was like a little kid. He has all kinds of Pokemon paraphernalia in his room, so he knows how Pokemon battles work. So he has some kind of knowledge. So yeah, that was good on him.
Yeah.
I don't know why he thinks all of his Pokemon know the move Counter.
Counter! Come on! You're a flying type. You have wings. Use them to counter.
Throughout the episode, and actually throughout other episodes too, Ash keeps telling his Pokemon, "Come on, use Counter Attack." And you're like, Ash, this Pokemon doesn't know Counter.
You don't have any fighting type Pokemon,
I have
Ash.
no fighting type Pokemon. I don't even think out of the first.
He does.
What?
I'm not going to say, but he does.
Oh. He does have Pokemon that can learn Counter?
I mean, I don't know if they can learn Counter, but he has fighting type. He catches fighting type.
Oh
Pokemon.
yeah, that was like one of the when he catches the fighting type Pokemon. That was like one of the last episodes, like in sequence I watched the Pokemon anime.
Okay, then yeah, and then he has future fighting type Pokemon, which I'm sure.
But in the third episode of the anime, when he has a Caterpie and a Pidgeotto
and a Pikachu,
and he's telling them to use Counter. Counter attack. No, I don't think I will. That's why every time he yelled it, his Pokemon got beat up.
It's a learning experience, man.
Caterpie, you're my only hope, aka
I'm screwed.
Did you want to talk about the Caterpie's evolution?
Oh yeah, that was sweet.
Yeah.
It actually evolves via
Metamorphosis
and Silk, and it's pretty.
Yeah, like I haven't seen this in any of the other episodes of the anime I've seen. Mm-hmm. But in this episode, whenever a Pokemon evolves, and the next episode I think as well, they actually you see them
evolve,
change, transform.
Yeah. They don't just glow white and then shapeshift.
And then shapeshift, like they're suddenly made out of vapor. Yeah, you see.
Well, I mean, we turn them into energy by putting them in Pokeballs.
Yeah.
So,
but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you actually see the evolution, you see the cell go around Caterpie, and then it hardens into a Metapod. It was pretty cool. I wish every evolution was like that. Like if you could see Trapinch evolve into Vibrava somehow.
That sounds painful. The Trapinch cracks open, and then a Vibrava pops up,
and then wings just sprout out of his body. And then,
what about a match up into a Gyarados?
That would be sweet.
Oh my god, it would be horrifying.
It would be
Kirk. That's why it's so angry. That's why it's so angry.
Because its evolution was painful as Oh man, no, that was really cool. So I kind of liked the episode.
I loved that episode.
Nick loved the episode.
I loved it.
I thought it moved kind of slow, but I thought it was okay. Stuff happens, especially the stuff with the evolution. It takes what's in the games and adds to it and makes it cooler rather than
doing.
And that's what the good episodes of the anime should do. Mm-hmm. Is they should take the game and add to it rather than
contrast it.
Yeah.
That's where you're coming from. Yeah.
So I like that episode. I gave it 3 Voltorbs.
I'm giving it 4.
And Nick gives it his top score of 4 Voltorbs.
4 Voltorbs. So that's 4 Voltorb worthy episode.
Nice. All right. So and then our last episode was Challenge of the Samurai,
aka Bugcatcher.
Bugcatcher.
Playing dress up.
And has for some reason a samurai sword. Well, a toy. It's a plastic one, I'm guessing.
No, they show the sleekness of the metal. It's a blade.
It's kind of scary that 10-year-old, 11-year-old, I don't know how old this guy is, just wielding a friggin' sword and challenging people to fights.
Yeah. It's kind of psychopath. Or a sociopath, more like.
So, oh, yeah, when they keep flashing back to every previous episode of the anime in the very beginning, made the joke that we wanted that to happen, like, in future episodes. Every episode, you flash back to every previous episode.
Pikachu! End of episode.
Like that Too Many Cooks episode where it's just the entire thing is just the intro.
Too many cooks.
Too many cooks.
Yeah, but so yeah, here comes Ash and Misty walking through the roads, and then a samurai. Oh no, I know. That's not what happens. Misty walks off. And then the samurai shows up to Misty and says, "Hey, are you from Pallet Town? Because I'm going to kill you."
No, he says Town of Pallet.
Town of Pallet, because it is a town named Pallet.
I don't walk up to people saying, "Hey, are you from City of Atlanta?" I say, "Hey, are you from Atlanta?"
Yeah, are you from Atlanta? Yeah, but I don't know, maybe towns are less common, so you have to say the town. Or maybe there's a Pallet City somewhere. See,
that'd be cool.
Yeah,
that'd be cool if there was a Pallet City. It looks like Metropolis. So he challenges Misty. Misty's like, "I'm not from Pallet Town. Ash is."
And then he's like, "Oh, well, okay."
And then we see our first like actual
competitive
Pokemon battle in the series, and it started off kind of cool actually
because he has a pincer.
He has a pincer. Like if you play the games, If you play the games and you play Pokemon Red, you don't see Pinsir at all throughout the entire run of the game. You have to trade from Blue.
Yeah.
And if you play Pokemon Blue, I don't think you see Pinsir.
You don't see Pinsir until at the very earliest Celadon City. You can buy one.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But it takes forever to buy one.
But otherwise, you have to go through the Safari Zone.
Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, having a Pinsir that early in the show, like, it was like, whoa, hey, it's a freaking Pinsir. That's pretty cool.
Kind of a move, though, on his part.
Yeah, it is.
Like, hey, you just started your Pokemon journey? Here's a Pinsir. He loses, though. He loses to the other Pallet Town.
He does.
Trainers.
So I guess this trainer's just not good at all.
Or maybe he just has a baby Pinsir.
Maybe.
Like it's
it has to be like a level 3 Pinsir or something. Because it loses to Metapod. Well, doesn't it beat...
It beats Pidgeotto. No, he sends out Pidgeotto, but the Pidgeotto's tired from battling a Weedle.
That's right.
Which gets away because the Samurai Flames, gets up to Ash, and then when it runs away, he's like, "Hi, Ash, you suck! Why do you suck so much? You distracted me, you butt!"
Yeah, it's like if you're trying to play a dart game, and the guy comes up and just stands in front of the board and's like, "What, you can't hit the target? What's wrong with you? You suck." Like... Get away!
I will throw this into your eyeball.
So, and then Pinsir battles Metapod and loses because Metapod is too hard.
It's too hard, man. Yeah. It can't handle its hardness.
And then it has, it's...
the best Pokemon battle ever.
It's stupid in the same way it's great in the same way the room is great, and that is so stupid that you're just watching it go, what were you thinking? It's because...
Harden.
Because the Bugcatcher's second Pokemon is also a Metapod, and the only move it knows is Harden. And the only move Ash's Metapod knows is Harden. So the two Metapod are just sitting there.
And I don't think kids can handle a struggle battle. So
nope. So we see little hours go by, their shadows are doing circles around them.
Like the sun is setting. Ash or Misty and Pikachu are sunbathing,
chilling. But I don't know why he didn't just use Pikachu and destroy the Metapod.
Oh, no, this is what's wrong with Pikachu. He's just a lazy crap.
Oh, yeah, he just didn't give a shit.
Pikachu could go in so many times and actually do something, but he's like, nah.
So instead, we get Metapod versus Metapod, and Ash shouting things like, "Maximum hardenness!
Go harder!
Do it harder! Harden more than his harden!" It was... It was really, really stupid.
I want to see the Metapods get their own gravity. They are so dense and so hard and so heavy now that they are sinking into the earth.
How would you just... And then the bug catcher's lair is like, you couldn't beat me because you're not a good trainer. It's like, we just used 2 Metapods, use Harden.
Well, I mean, he's not a good trainer because he's not having his Pikachu go up and battle his Metapod.
It's just kind of, hypocritical to say when you're using the exact same technique. Oh, man.
But then Beedrill show up all of a sudden because that Weedle said, hey, I got abused. Go kill these people for me. So then they spend 15 minutes running away from Beedrill. Oh, and then Ash's Metapod is taken away. And then when Ash finds the Metapod, instead of just using the Pokeball laser like he could have and was trying to do earlier, he just says, Metapod! Come back here!
A Metapod, no!
And then the Kakuna, which also evolved in this sweet way.
Yeah.
Evolve into Beedrill and
hatch, and you see them hatch. Yep. So, yeah, I don't know. And then, instead of doing anything, they take a nap, or they go to sleep in the
cabin.
Bug catcher's cabin. I don't know. This episode was just really dumb. It was stupid.
Was it worse than? Oh, but then what makes up for it is that Metapod, when it forgives Ash, evolves into Butterfree.
Yeah, and then puts all the other Beedrill to sleep with Sleep Powder.
By the way, is Sleep in the anime the equivalent of a one-hit KO move?
It has to be.
Because their rules are when the Pokemon is unable to battle, so it is asleep.
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't got to the bigger competitive things, so I guess we'll address that when we get there.
When Gengar used Hypnosis on Nidorino
in the opening,
Bruno pulled it back in the opening.
In the very opening,
they all run away when the Beedrill are asleep.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. It's weird because then it's well, how are you gonna use the mechanic when you can use moves while you're asleep in later seasons? I don't know. Regardless, Butterfree puts all the Beedrill to sleep and then they can get away.
And that Caterpie achieved its dream.
And then the bug catcher is okay, I concede defeat, so technically Ash gets a victory there.
Yeah.
I'm keeping a tally of all the
victories Ash has had.
Ash's battle records.
And how many are you at with this episode?
With this episode, I think he's at 2 victories, no defeats.
Because of
Team Rocket.
The second Team Rocket battle, because the first one doesn't count.
The first one doesn't count. That was
too much interference and
that was bull. So
terrorism doesn't count as a battle.
Exactly. So the second Team Rocket battle was an actual battle. Caterpie whoops their ass.
Butts.
Yep, their butts.
Yeah.
And then
he beats Samurai.
So technically Ash is 2-0 right now, which is pretty cool. That's good. That's a good
for Ash.
For him. Yeah. So what do you think of this episode?
I'm going to give it 2 Voltorbs.
Yeah, same here. Took too long to do anything. This should not have been a full episode. This could have been...
It could have been
half
condensed.
An episode. Yeah, it could have been half an episode, and then you could have,
the bug catchers... What?
I would have rather... Because in the next episode, which we won't talk about, but in the next episode, they try to set up a lot of stuff with Brock, and it would have made more sense to do that in half of this episode. Mm-hmm. They get to Pewter City, they meet Brock, they set up his character there. Because in the next episode, my problem was that they tried to do too much with too little running time. And this one, they're trying to do too little with too much running time.
The Samurai could have said, oh, well, you're sitting on a Metapod? Well, I only have a Metapod now, too, so why don't I just call this a draw? Because I assume yours doesn't no tackle. And Ash would have been Pikachu, do you want to... No? Okay. Yeah, sure, it's a draw. And they could have just ended it.
And then they could have just ended the episode. I guess for the extra 10-minute runtime, we get Bugcatcher conceding defeat as opposed to it being a draw.
Yeah, so there we go. Good for
it still could have been
good
half
for
an
Ash.
episode. So that's 2 Voltorbs from me, 2 Voltorbs from Nick. Not a good episode.
It's a meh episode.
It's meh. It's not terrible. It's got some amusing parts, but it's not. I don't know if it's intentionally amusing.
I think they are.
Yeah, that Metapod versus Metapod battle.
Harden, man. Gotta harden that.
All right. So that's the
end of the anime
that's our anime
reviews.
review.
Yay! So if you just listen to this podcast for the anime's sake, good job.
You're done. You're done. Otherwise, our time is about. We've been doing about almost an hour. So you want to just finish up with Pokemon of the day and maybe some of the these other game stuff we got going on?
Yeah. Like, so because it's the first episode, we're gonna
start with the first competitive, fully evolved Pokemon in the
Pokedex.
National Dex.
So it's Venusaur.
One of my favorite Pokemon. I love Venusaur. He's not one of those Pokemon that, like, he was only good in Generation 1, I feel like, because as he went along, he's still, he's a bulky grass poison type, and he stays a bulky grass poison type, and you can use him to be speedy with Chlorophyll, or you can use him to be just physically attacker, special attacker, and then his Mega form is awesome because it just gets rid of 2 weaknesses and bumps his stats a little bit, which I think is what a good Mega form should do. It should cover up for some weaknesses, give him a little bit increase in stat, rather than something like Mawile or Sableye, where it just completely changes their strategy and invents a new Pokemon, basically.
Pidgeot, too.
Yeah, exactly, and Pidgeot. I like a Mega form that either it just makes up for some weaknesses and makes it more competitively viable, or it changes the strategy enough that it's still that Pokemon. You can just use a completely different strategy, like with Charizard's Mega Boost, which I do think are good.
I see, yeah.
As well.
I don't know. I think Venusaur went through an interesting journey. Like, Generation 1, it was great, because it had the high special, which made it overpowered, and then the Toxic Leech Seed combo wrecked.
Intentionally or not, with the glitch.
Probably not.
But it's still
Gen 1.
It's still a strategy to use.
But then from Gen 2 to Gen 4, it kind of hit like a rough patch, probably, because it was like, okay, it's a grass poison type. But then 5th generation gave it Chlorophyll, which made its growth super powerful and it itself super powerful
with its speed, and because it's so bulky already,
you couldn't really take it down.
Yep.
And then 6th generation comes along and gives it, okay, you don't want to run a Chlorophyll set? Here is a tank set.
Yep. And what I like to do with my Venusaur is I like to have it start out as a tank and then switch over to, an offensive mode with, Giga Drain and Sludge Bomb.
I see. My Venusaur is, I think, just the generic Smogon.
Like Chlorophyll.
Not Chlorophyll.
Not Chlorophyll?
The Mega Venusaur.
What is the Mega Venusaur Smogon?
It is Leech Seed. I don't know. I should probably have brought out my Pokemon game to look over this. Oh well. We learned. So next episode, I'll probably have my Pokemon game out now.
Yeah, or just your laptop, so you can get onto Bulbapedia or Smogon or whatever.
That too.
As a reference.
Yeah. And
so
what is it? Like a toad?
What?
Dinosaur?
Venusaur? I think it's supposed to be an amphibious. Well, not like an amphibious. You know how a lot of the grass starters are based on prehistoric animals. It's like they're going up through the evolutionary change. It seems like, because Venusaur seems to be before the dinosaurs, I know
what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
But the animals that had
they just
the bone
structure
structure that were different from your usual reptiles.
Yeah, they just got out of the ooze. They're just the primordial ooze or whatever. They're crawling around. Yeah. So it's like a frog lizard. I don't know. I like it. I think it's cool.
With a
plant on its back. Yeah, I've always loved Venusaur. It was the first starter I ever used.
See,
it's my favorite.
The last one I use. I go
a lot of people
Blastoise,
do
Charmander.
that. Yeah, a lot of people do that.
Well, one of the reasons I think is red, blue in America.
Yeah, probably.
But then it's a turtle with cannons and a dragon-looking thing.
Yeah. I mean...
Then a toad thing.
It's like a dragon, a turtle with cannons, or a toad with a plant on its back.
Yeah.
Like, I can see why people would choose Charizard and Blastoise first. But I've always had a very soft spot for Venusaur in my heart. I love Venusaur.
Good.
Alright, cool. So that's Pokemon of the day. Venusaur.
And now Pokemon news.
We had...
Brand new.
Oh, you want to talk about the brand new Pokemon?
Oh yeah, let's talk about let's go ahead, because I just found out about it today
Yeah,
myself.
why not? Yeah. It was announced yesterday, I think.
Yesterday. So Machinia?
Magina?
Probably not that.
Probably not Mangina. Probably Magiana?
Hold on, I'm going to look it up.
Good idea.
Look up music sounds.
It looks like a fusion between Kling Klang and Diancie.
Yeah, it's like the metal Diancie.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be.
Just like a metal Diancie? Oh, maybe it's like they're going to be a legendary trio. Like a fairy, rock, a steel...
Fairy or steel psychic.
Yeah, and then like maybe they'll have another one that's like a ghost fairy or something.
Okay, it's Magiana. So
Magiana. That's what I would say. Magiana.
Yeah.
It's gonna be in a new movie that they're gonna come out eventually
next year, I think.
So between this, the fact that Volcanion hasn't been released yet, and there's other stuff that hasn't been...
Volcanion's also in the upcoming movie.
And the fact that Zygarde's other forms haven't been released yet, right?
Yeah.
It
Actually,
seems
I think Zygarde's also in the upcoming movie. It's
really?
It's going to be a pretty...
So are these like precursors to a new game that's going to come out this year?
You know what? I don't think Zygarde's in the next movie. I don't know. Probably...
Because that would be great.
Where the movie is set, the Azoth Kingdom, it's mentioned in the X and Y.
It is?
Yeah, like if you go into the Team Flare bases, they meant, like the journals mentioned the Azoth Kingdom.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I hope that means there's a new game going to come out this year. I mean, if you look at the timeline, it adds up.
Yeah.
That they release a bunch of games, they take a year break, and then they release another game.
And I think it'd be weird to not have a main series game in the 20th year of Pokemon.
Yeah, that would be really weird. So what do you think? It'd be like Pokemon Z, or do you think it'd be like Pokemon X2 and Y2, or...
Probably Pokemon Z.
That one makes most sense.
Because the anime is also called Pokemon X, Y, and Z.
That makes most sense.
And although 100% Zygarde has a red and a blue wing, so it could be like taking over Yveltal and Xerneas. It has both of them, so it wouldn't be like a Y2, X2. It would be just...
So like Kyurem takes either Zekrom or Reshiram, but Zygarde would take both Yveltal and Xerneas?
Like, Yveltal and Xerneas, in my theory I have, are like 25% of Zygarde. Why 50% Zygarde's weaker than them? I don't know. That's probably the weakest of my theory.
Maybe because it's like a Majin Buu sort of logic where it's the less pure form than the 25%, so that makes it
or maybe
weaker.
Like the 25% is like the 25% of and they're comprised of its power.
Yeah.
And like the 50% Zygarde is the body.
Yeah.
There we go. Yay! I have a theory.
I don't know. I'm super interested in the Zygarde stuff. And I don't usually get excited for legendaries.
You know what I'm excited for?
What?
Pokken Tournament.
The Pokken Tournament? Does that have a release date?
It's coming out this year. I think March.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I hope it's a good game.
I mean, it's a fighting game with Pokemon. It would be hard to mess that up.
Well, you say that.
I do.
I heard that Godzilla fighting game that came out last year or the year before, I heard that was not very good.
Wait, there's
you would think
Godzilla game that came out last year?
It was like 2014 or 2015, yeah. It was like it was like a kaiju fighting game with Godzilla and a bunch of other kaiju. And you would think that would be really cool, but I heard like it was not good. So you never know.
It is coming out next month, globally. Pokken Tournament.
Nice. So you think you'll buy it like the release day?
Either the release of the day or the week of.
The week
depending
of.
on what my wife.
What your wife lets you. How much money you're allowed to spend that day.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm excited. That'll be cool.
Yeah.
All right, so
Where's Swampert, though?
I don't know.
They have Sceptile and Blaziken.
I don't know. Maybe they don't like Swampert.
Swampert's the best. Everyone knows this.
Of those three, yeah. Yeah, that's the only generation where I like the water starter the best of the three.
Yeah.
Alright, so did you want to cover Pikachu Detective, or did you want to like save that for next
Let's save that for next episode when I know more about it.
Nice.
But yeah, I just want Danny DeVito. That's all I want.
Danny DeVito's Pikachu.
Yep.
That'd be the best. Alright, well, then that's everything for this episode. Thank you for listening.
And have a good day. I love you. Listen to go on our Twitter pages, which we should probably start using now.
Yeah, we should.
I am gonna make one, and I'll tell you what my Twitter name is next episode.
Yeah, I need to...
I just need to remember mine.
Yeah, find all that stuff.
We have a Twitter page ourselves, though.
Yeah, for Pokebears.
Yeah, what's it called?
Pokebears?
Pokebears?
Yeah.
Just Pokebears?
Like
Tweet at Pokebears?
Pokebears. One word, but P is capitalized and B is capitalized. I don't know if that matters on Twitter. I'm not very good with Twitter.
Yeah. See, that's what podcasts are good for. They're going to help us learn how to use Twitter, too.
That's true. That's true.
Hooray.
All right. Until next time, guys.
Become the very best.
Like no one ever was.
Yay! Bye.
Bye.
Bye.